I didn't see, or I couldn't have told you like a week that Friday. I couldn't have said like, oh yeah, next week I'm making 20K. It was just more so like, wait, no, looking at all these transactions and looking at these deposits, and it was like, no, that was a 20K week. So hey everybody. So this will not be a long video at all. Let me grab my phone. Just wanted to come on here because it has been officially 12 full days since I've been a full-time entrepreneur. And wanted to come on here really last week and like talk about my first week out. Yeah, first week out. But last week was so sweet in the fact that at the end of the week, I went to the NASB conference. And to be in that space, oh my goodness, it was awesome. But with that being said, I wasn't able to come on and create the content and give an update and all the things. But I have so many updates. This past week has definitely, well, this has been the first like full week where I've been able to like kind of really focus in on my business, because last week, Thursday, Friday was the NASB conference, so it wasn't a full week. But like February 28th was the last day working corporate, and I didn't literally do anything of like work. It was just me running to the bank, because that day it was a lot. But from February 28th, last day working corporate, to March 7th, March 7th, February 28th to March 7th, there was a total of $19,608 that hit my bank account, one of my bank accounts. And it was just like, Lord, I've never seen 20K in a week. And this is excluding like my last paycheck. That would have bumped the amount up way past 20 grand, but just focus on things outside of a 9-to-5, making almost 20 grand in a week after saying like, I'm leaving the 9-to-5, I'm focusing full time on what God has called me to, has just been like, yo, because if you watch my previous video, like even before I put my 2 weeks in, it was just more so like, Lord, I'm trusting you on this. Like, there was no like, I don't want to say there was no plan, but there was no full like, hey, when I hit this certain amount, I mean, it was that, but it was also like, man, I'm going to just be out here. I'm going to trust God in it. Granted, we had stuff set up and in place. We had investments in place, of course, businesses in place. We had all the things in place. So it wasn't just jumping out on the limb saying, all right, we're going to see where it goes. It was like, no, it was very strategic. It's just, I didn't see, or I couldn't have told you like a week that Friday. I couldn't have said like, oh yeah, next week I'm making 20K. It was just more so like, wait, no, looking at all these transactions and looking at these deposits, and it was like, no, that was a 20K week. So it just really brought me into the mindset of like, okay, like this is, now I don't want to say this is all on you in the sense of like, you know, you got to figure out you're going to make it. It's like, no, do the right things and God is going to provide. So like even this week, it's just been like really setting up my schedule, setting up my days. Because I know it's a certain point of the days when I'm more active and more like when I'm just more productive, and then it's like a slow period, and then it's like, okay, we got to get back productive. So it's like working with the natural productivity of myself, and scheduling times to focus on certain aspects of my business within those time frames, and then just executing to the highest level, because it's like I don't have a boss telling me like, hey, did you get this through? It's like, no, like you got to check in with yourself and explain to yourself why you didn't get these 3 things that you needed to do today done. So it's just like, even like that pressure within itself has been so like fulfilling, because it's like now I don't want to fail Lake, and Lake set some pretty high expectations for Lake. So it's just like coming from that aspect of like, no, we out here, we getting it, you know. And it's so much, I get so much joy out of that, because like I'm a really dope boss. So full first week has been great. Like I'm very optimistic. Granted, I know it's going to be ebbs and flows, like with anything. It's going to be ups, it's going to be downs, but I'm focusing on the ups, because like God has shown me that, like, if I do the things, He's gonna provide. So just get stuff set into place, execute at the highest regards, and continuously refine as you go. It's like, bro, it's a science. So I'm really just learning it all, taking it all in, and also being sure that I'm paying it forward and giving back as well. I think it's one thing to do it for yourself, but to help others, encourage others, inspire others, teach others how to do the same has just been like, man, that's just been amazing. So like, I wanted to get on here because I said I promised myself I was going to document the journey. So this is, again, March 12th. Wanted to make this video last week, but again, the NSB conference, I was like all in there. So I didn't get like the full, first week as an entrepreneur. This is like week 1.5, but still the same. Still kind of fresh. So yeah, I'm just out here, man, living. I think also something, last video when I talked about like how, hey, I was putting my 2 weeks in, property wasn't fully rented at all. It was just like, yo, we're not going into this thing blind because we have like just the faith to carry it. But literally as soon as I put my 2 weeks in, applications came flying in. We were like, wait, where these people was at when we was looking to try to get this place rented? Like, folks was coming out the blue. But it was just like, my husband had even said, like, yo, the moment that we be obedient into what God has called us to do, like, everything else is going to open up. And surely enough, soon as I had that conversation, everything just opened up. And so we were able to get everything fully rented, and which is amazing feeling. Because a mortgage, like, especially a mortgage for a 4-unit, it's not pretty. It's not pretty. Of course it's doable. Like, I mean, if we had to, it's cool. But now to be able to like literally live without paying rent, without paying a mortgage, with bills being taken care of, it's like at the worst case scenario, we'll always have a roof over our head. That's just like, okay, biggest bill done, one of the biggest bill done. And now it's like, okay, now using more active income to fund more passive ideas so every bill can be covered passively. So building towards that, I think that has also been super, super cool, encouraging, fun, exciting, because it's like, I'm really engineering my life. Like, it's like, and it's as crazy as it sounds, it's just like, no, like everything that I've seen or said or I wanted to do one day or had like any inclination to become, like, I'm literally doing it. I don't want to say it's scary, but it's just like, it just shows like the power of like what you set your mind on, what you focus in on, what you imagine, things you say to yourself, like all that stuff become a reality. So that's like, even right now at this age, I'm like literally living out like stuff that I dreamed about, prayed about. It's like there's still more. But even in that though, if God didn't give me a thing else, like I am okay. I'm more than okay. It's like, it's still wow that I even have all of these things. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if nothing else, like God, you've done more than enough. And it's like, I'm super grateful. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, even if this was like just temporary, which all this stuff is temporary, it could be gone tomorrow, but it's like I'm still like very, very, very secure because I know that like deep down, like God gave me all this. There's still so much more for me. So if he's like, you know, whatever's next, it's like, dude, I trust you. Like all this stuff is cool, it's cute, but you the one made all this happen, you know? So not only that, it's like, it's two sides to it. It's like, not only is God the one that made all this happen, it's like there is so much more. I just think about all the things that like I'm not necessarily, I don't want to say I'm not doing out of fear, because it's just, I think more so that I'm trying to be strategic in some things, which again, you have to have some strategy. It's just like there's still so many more levels to unlock type of thing. So it's like, even if God just has me in this place right now to teach somebody else how to get here and then have me somewhere else, it's like, I'm fine with that. It's just like, I make my plans, but the Lord, he literally maps them out step by step type of thing. It's like, okay, this is the goal that I see myself in. But I'm not committed to this is the only path I have to take to get there. I think that's what I was with corporate, and I got that shaken up pretty quick. I haven't told the story, but literally how I don't know if that should be like a separate, I think that'll probably be a separate YouTube video, because my journey through corporate definitely taught me very early that having one stream of income or relying on one person to feed you, that get old real quick. Because if you give a person the power to feed you, they also have the power to starve you. So never, ever, ever, ever put just your all into one human in a sense, or one being in a sense. It's like, nah, God put gifts inside of you that you should be using to the fullest of your ability, to make anything happen. You know what I'm saying? It's already inside you. So it's like, I really been leaning on that. God has put some gifts inside of me, and even like not only gifts, just experiences, things that he'd allowed me to go through. I think it became full circle when I was at the NSB conference, literally serving as a mentor. And it was like, I remember 5, 6, 7 years ago, going in there, like looking for mentors, looking for direction, looking for just understanding. And then to go into it today at a place where like I'm able to speak towards or speak to young college students in the same position I was in, trying to figure out the internships, figure out calculus, figure out these next classes, figure out balancing. Like, I was there. So to be able to like literally speak to that has just shown me how far like God has really, really brought me. And it's like every day I take waking up so much more, so much less lightly, because it's like each day is just like, God, no, you still have more purpose, or you still have something else that I should be accomplishing, or you still have more for me because you gave me another day. It's like none of this is promised. So it's like I don't even take opening my eyes in the morning lightly, because it's like, Lord, you have blessed me beyond measures, and you still choosing to do it. So it's like, who am I to just waste this day or waste this time or waste anything, because it's not like promised. So I think this past week has shown me the importance of being very, very intentional and doing stuff on purpose, with purpose, for your purpose, you know? So this has been a purposeful journey, and I'm still just like praying that like on my time here, and I'm grateful for this YouTube, because this will likely probably outlive me, if YouTube doesn't get like hacked by Russia or China and somebody else does some crazy stuff. Who knows? But as long as this SD card is found out, you can put it on the jump drive, put it on the Google Drive. So, well, I guess they all connected, Google, YouTube. I don't know. But this will be here for a very long time. Even if, Lord say, tomorrow's my day, like this will still be here past tomorrow, you know? So it's just like, man, being very, very, very intentional, because nothing is promised, has been really good. But I'm excited for business. I'm excited for systems to get in place. I think the biggest thing I have learned this tax season is that it's not about quantity. I came into the tax season like, oh, I want 1,000 clients, this, that, and the third. No, I don't. I honestly don't want to work with that many people. Why? Because finding 1,000 of my kind of clients, like I am not, I learned very quickly this tax season that everybody is not my ideal client. And so although I can serve everybody, I'm not called to serve everybody. So it's really, it's real value in serving the ones that you're called to, because one, they're appreciated that much more, and then you can impact them that much more. It's like when I think about Jesus and the 12 disciples, it's like, yeah, he was preaching to thousands, but he had his 12. And with those 12, he was able to be way more intentional and spend more time and like cultivating that relationship type of thing. And I think that's where I am, like outside of like, I don't want personally, not me personally. Now with a team, we can expand, we can duplicate, multiply that thing, cool. But I'm just talking about like with Lake as an individual, I don't know, like direct access, everybody don't need direct access to me, because ultimately, like, that's draining, one. And then also, like, not everybody's called to me, and that's fine, you know? So I don't have to make it a goal of, oh, I want everybody. It's like, no. But I do want to impact as many people as I can, so we can impact as many people as we can, but it won't be all Lake. So I've just been learning, like, when I say I have been learning so much, it's just like, man, I could probably spend like 10,000 hours on here just talking about it all. I probably write a book one day. Yeah, I think it's definitely necessary. But in due time, you know, I feel like my arms look weird the way I'm sitting on this chair. I don't know. I mean, they're not weird. They're strong as a mug, but it feels like it's like tilted, angled up. It's okay. I'm beautiful. But so yeah. This was just like a recap session. Again, y'all probably be subscribed, like all the things, because I will be documenting the journey. Because again, this YouTube video is something I want to 5 years from now, 5 years from now, like if the Lord let me see it, like bruh. Because I think about me 5 years ago and the things that I was on, the things that I was doing, the way that I was moving. So it's like, to be able to come back to this, it's like, Lake, you her, you been her, you still her, you know? So keep pushing. So I'm excited for that. So I say all that to say, like, absolutely like, subscribe, comment, especially if y'all want any topics, any specific things y'all want me to talk about, any questions, like, absolutely. I'm gonna do my best to, again, be consistent with this content, put it out, actually put it out. And then from there, so y'all can get to know my story more, find some inspiration, because ultimately, like, you can do all things through Christ. Like, that's the bottom line. So if there's anything that you're scared of doing because you feel like whatever, like, if God has called you to it, if he called you specifically to it, only you had the ability to do it. So be yourself, one. And then just know that, like, can't nobody take anything away that he's given to you other than him. So that's like a whole thing. So yeah, I'll be on here talking more. So yeah, stay tuned in, locked in, follow me on Instagram, all the things. Whatever y'all find fit. If this was helpful, if this gave you any value, or at least just gave you, I just want this to encourage you to keep going. Whatever your season is, or whatever fears you have, or whatever, keep going past it. Do it scared. Do it scared. Like, just do it. Because ultimately, like, tomorrow is not promised. And I would hate for you to get to a place where, like, that day comes and you have not unlocked your fullest potential, or you left some potential here. And it's like, man, God called you to all this stuff, but you stayed there because you were scared and ain't see none of it. It's like, no. Like, I heard this quote by Alex Hormozy. He was like, the dots only connect when you look backwards. So ultimately, you got to keep going to get to that point. Like, you can't stop there because the rest of the story never happens. Keep moving. So this is just encouragement to keep moving. Y'all have a good one. See y'all on the next video.